History whispers a cautionary tale echoing through the ages. Empires, no matter how mighty, are not immune to the relentless currents of time. Rome, with its legions and grandeur, crumbled under its own weight, a testament to the fragility of power. The vast Spanish Empire, flush with gold from the New World, saw its influence wane, succumbing to internal and external pressures. These historical echoes remind us that power is ephemeral, a fleeting shadow in the grand tapestry of time. No nation, however dominant, can escape the inexorable forces of history which march forward unceasingly. The United States, the self-proclaimed leader of the free world, finds itself at a critical crossroads. Its global influence, once seemingly unassailable, is being challenged, as never before, by emerging powers and shifting alliances. The signs of decline are manifold, from economic woes to political polarization, reflecting deeper systemic issues. The unipolar moment where America stood as the sole superpower is fading into memory, a relic of a bygone era. The world is shifting towards a multipolar order with profound implications for the future of global governance. The question is not whether America will remain a global power, but rather what role it will play in this evolving world order and how it will navigate these changes. Will it adapt to the changing geopolitical landscape, or will it cling to the vestiges of its past hegemony, resisting the inevitable? The answer, as history teaches us, will depend on the choices we make today, shaping the future for generations to come.
The 20th century was dubbed the American century. The United States emerged from World War II as a global superpower, its economic and military might unmatched. It shaped the post-war world order, establishing institutions like the United Nations and the World Bank. Today, however, that dominance is being questioned. The U.S. economy, while still the largest, faces stiff competition from emerging economies. Its military power, though formidable, is overextended and increasingly challenged. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, costly in both blood and treasure, have strained American resources. The rise of China, both economically and militarily, presents a direct challenge to American hegemony. The global landscape is changing, and the United States is struggling to adapt. Its foreign policy, often seen as unilateralist and interventionist, has alienated allies and fueled anti-American sentiment. The soft power that once attracted the world to American values is eroding.
While the United States grapples with its numerous challenges, a new constellation of powers is steadily rising on the global horizon. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, represent a fundamental shift in the global balance of power. These emerging economies, once relegated to the periphery of the global system, are now major players on the world stage. Their combined GDP now surpasses that of the G7 nations, marking a significant milestone. They are flexing their economic muscle, forging new trade partnerships, and demanding a greater say in global governance. China, in particular, has emerged as a formidable force in this new order. Its economy has grown exponentially in recent decades, lifting millions out of poverty and transforming the nation. It is investing heavily in infrastructure, technology, and military capabilities, aiming for global influence. The rise of the BRICS nations is not without its challenges and obstacles. They face internal problems of poverty, inequality, and corruption, which could hinder their progress. However, their economic dynamism and growing geopolitical clout are undeniable and continue to grow. They represent a new pole in a multipolar world, one that will increasingly challenge the established order and reshape global dynamics.
America's external challenges are compounded by deep internal divisions. Political polarization has reached unprecedented levels, paralyzing the government and eroding trust in democratic institutions. The two-party system, once a source of stability, has become increasingly dysfunctional. The rise of hyper-partisanship, fueled by social media and partisan news outlets, has created a climate of animosity and gridlock. Economic inequality, fueled by globalization and technological change, has exacerbated social tensions. The gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen, fueling resentment and a sense of unfairness. These internal divisions weaken America's ability to address its challenges, both at home and abroad. they undermine its credibility on the world stage and make it difficult to forge a coherent national strategy.
Beyond the American order. The decline of American hegemony does not necessarily portend global chaos. A multipolar world, while more complex and potentially unstable, also presents opportunities for cooperation and progress. Emerging powers like China are eager to play a larger role in global governance. They bring new perspectives and ideas to the table, potentially leading to more equitable and sustainable solutions to global challenges. The rise of regional powers creates new opportunities for economic partnerships and cultural exchange. A more decentralized world order could foster greater diversity and innovation. The key is for the United States to embrace this new reality and adapt to a world where it is no longer the sole superpower. It must abandon its unilateralist instincts and embrace multilateralism, working with other nations to address common challenges. Innovation imperative. To thrive in a multipolar world, the United States must rediscover its innovative spirit. It needs to invest in education, research, and development, fostering the next generation of entrepreneurs and innovators. The U.S. must embrace the clean energy revolution, transitioning away from fossil fuels and towards a more sustainable energy future. This will not only reduce its carbon footprint, but also create new jobs and industries. It must also address the growing digital divide, ensuring that all Americans have access to affordable broadband internet and the skills needed to succeed in the 21st century economy. By embracing innovation and adapting to the changing global landscape, the United States can remain a vital and influential force in the world.
Navigating the rapids. The path ahead is fraught with risks and uncertainties. The rise of nationalism and populism, both in the United States and abroad, threatens to undermine global cooperation and stability. The proliferation of nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction poses an existential threat to humanity. Climate change, if left unchecked, will have catastrophic consequences for the planet. The erosion of democratic norms and institutions, both in the United States and elsewhere, is deeply concerning. The rise of authoritarianism and the suppression of human rights pose a direct challenge to the liberal world order. Navigating these challenges will require wisdom, courage, and a commitment to international cooperation. The stakes could not be higher.
A crossroads for America. The United States stands at a significant crossroads, a pivotal moment in its history. The choices it makes in the coming years will determine whether it continues its slide into decline or experiences a period of renewal and adaptation, embracing new opportunities. The path of denial and retrenchment, of clinging to the vestiges of past hegemony, is a recipe for disaster and stagnation. It will only hasten America's decline and lead to greater instability in the world, affecting not just the nation but the global community. The alternative is a path of humility, cooperation, and innovation, fostering a spirit of unity and progress. It requires acknowledging the realities of a multipolar world, embracing multilateralism, and investing in the sources of America's strength, its people, its economy, and its democratic values. The future is unwritten, and the potential is vast. The decline of American power is not inevitable, nor is it a foregone conclusion. But averting it will require a fundamental shift in mindset, a recognition that the world has changed and that America must change with it, adapting to new realities. The time for complacency is over, and the urgency of the moment cannot be overstated. The time for action is now, and the opportunity for renewal is within reach.